Cool. Back into total ketosis, yay. Found out yesterday after I ate. So, yeah, it took me about 3 days. But the cool thing is there was no transition back into ketosis. So there's no second keto flu or any of that, transition back into fat adaptation. Although, even though I had that really horrible carb day, I still wasn't lethargic. I didn't. I was slightly brain foggy. I'll have to admit that for about the next day. But I didn't feel like I needed a nap. I didn't take any naps. Still had my energy. Had a slight gastric response, and that's probably from maybe the seed oils or something that the restaurant might have used to cook the steak in or whatever that my body didn't quite like. Again, I don't really like eating out, but the family wants to eat out, so okay, I'll go ahead and eat out, but I don't prefer it because I can't tell what the hell they used. And unlike, Dr. Barry says when you go to a restaurant, tell them you're allergic to this, that, and the other thing, and the restaurant will go ahead and acquiesce. But here, it's a different culture. I mean, you don't just show up and tell mom how to make her food. You eat it, and you shut up, and you sit at the table kind of thing. So lost another 300 grams, down to 87.7. Again, weight, not a super huge metric, but old habits die hard. And I know a lot of other people who may watch this video, until they understand how all these metrics work. Weight's still a pretty good one. In the sense that, I feel like I'm progressing, which is fine. So the next big thing, I don't think I'm going to do a 90-hour. I'm looking back. I don't want to lose any more weight, actually. I feel good where I'm at, especially yesterday, and I'm going to do a separate video on this. There was a U.S. News and World Reporter, World News Reporter, whatever it is, the name of the article, and essentially it was a keto hit piece. And I'll link Dr. Berg's video on that because he explains it, obviously, because he's a doctor and he can tell you. My shtick in this article is about the sources and the quote-unquote experts. You know what? I'm getting sick and tired of hearing about experts, and I'm getting sick and tired of hearing about the science. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing about all of it. Show me the money. And so I'll go through that video and I'll show you the money. All right? And then this is how do I learn how to evaluate what the hell I'm telling you? I mean, I'm not a doctor. I am a physics professor. I have been a maths professor. I am currently working as an English grammarian, English professor, teaching English to folks where English is a second language. So, when I say I can do something, I show you the money. These are credentials. I had a discussion with a friend of mine who said credentials, well, they may not be important here and there, but I'm going to disagree. I think they're very important. I think you have to demonstrate how your expertise applies, at least to you, so that you can show people, hey, I've done this, I can do this, and if you can't, then maybe you need to, do a little more to show us that you can apply what you're trying to teach us to do. And I don't think that's a bad thing. So in that sense, I'll go ahead and disagree. I think demonstrating what you know and your actual knowledge in that area. Now, whether it's credentialed by a major university, I couldn't care less about that because they're all corrupt also. What I mean by credentials is show me that you've studied what you're talking about, that you've applied what you're talking about, that you can demonstrate what you're talking about. Here's the biggest thing. This has always been my motto. Docendo discimus. By teaching, we learn. Can you teach me this thing? Now, if you can teach me, then I know you know. all right? Nobody followed Rabbi Jesus because he just walked around saying, I'm the Son of Man all day long. He demonstrated, he was able to answer questions. He didn't lie. He didn't need to. If he said he didn't know something, of course, I don't remember his ever saying this, but as a human teacher, just regular us, minus the divinity part, if we say something and we don't know something, I tell my students, hey, I don't know that yet, but let me look it up. And then I can go ahead and demonstrate my research skills, and I'll even show them, here's what I would do to look that up. Okay, here's the books I would go to. Here's maybe some internet sites. Of course, I'm pre-internet, so I actually know how to thumb through a book. I know how to look at a map, that kind of stuff. Falling away from my original topic here on going back into ketosis, but yesterday I had that beef and broccoli. And I had a ton of that stuff, man. I was like, wow. And I slept great. And I know I woke up, I think, an extra time because I guess I had to get rid of the last little bits of insulin and some of the nonsense that was in my system. But still, I slept all the way through, slept wonderfully well. Also, again, on that 90-day fast, when we come up to Lent, that Sunday I'm going to eat pancakes, which I figured, and then I'm going to eat a pizza with a 200-gram dough ball extended to 30 centimeters, so a 12-inch pizza. So I calculated that that's all going to run about 126 grams of carbs, which isn't really bad at all. I'm probably not going to put any syrup on the pancakes, so they're just going to be butter. And I may put pepperoni. I may put peanut butter and jam, which is fine. That's absolutely delicious on a pancake. So maybe that'll bump me up a little bit. And then with the pizza I'm calculating is only going to have 95 grams thanks to the flour. So you're looking at maybe 125 grams. Multiply that out, you're looking at about 500, divide that into my normal 2,500, so I'm looking at a 20% carb day, which probably will blow me out of ketosis, but it still maintains a low carb, especially compared to the rest is all going to be protein and fat. So I'm going to have 80% protein and fat and only 20% carb. That's borderline low carb. Is it enough to keep you in ketosis? Probably not. Might I suffer from some of the gluten? We'll see. I normally didn't have a gluten allergy, but we'll see what's going to come up with that. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and nix this video. I'm going to go ahead and go into the next one and do some evaluating. So we'll chat here in a little bit. Bye, guys.